So hello and welcome to this week's angling vlog. This week you join me back on the banks of the River Ribble. I went in search of some quality roach on the bolo. Before we get into this week's vlog, there are a number of things that I just want to cover. I just want to say a happy new year to you all. I hope you've had a good 2021 bankside. You've had some nice captures and I hope that many more await in 2022. Again, I want to thank you all for the support you show the channel. It really is appreciated. And I do hope you enjoy this week's vlog. So really quickly, I just want to cover about Cheshire Particle. A few guys have noticed that they're not in the videos anymore, and sadly Mark has decided to call the company a day. A mixture of Brexit and the lockdowns over the last 2 years has just seen a lot of the trade that he had from people going to France disappear, and ultimately it's been impossible to continue, maintain a family and see an income that can do that. And it is sad to see it go. It really has been a pleasure and a privilege to work with Mark and represent the company, and hopefully in the vlogs I did it the right way. You know, showed him the bait that he made and then took it out on the bank, caught the fish and just show him what you can do with quality bait. With that, he has decided to shut down all the Cheshire Particle media, but he is going to continue the blogging, which is great to see. And I put a link down in the description below to his channel, so head on over there, drop his page a like and follow the adventures. So as you can see behind me, it's raining all the time, and that is why you are seeing the Ribble quite a bit on the channel. All the rivers that are local to me here are a mess, and the one that I would fish for pike is chocolate brown. So that is why you are seeing the Ribble and the Roach on the channel quite a bit. The Ribble at the moment can be up here on a Wednesday. By Saturday it's going to be fishable for them Roach and them days. And as I always say on the channel, it's about windows of opportunity. Now if conditions improve and the rain stops, we'll be hitting them pike hard, don't you worry. So January and February, look out for some piking on the channel, and there is a little surprise in this week's vlog. So with all that being said, I want to wish you all happy new year, and I hope you enjoy this week's vlog.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
So just casting past where I'm putting the bait in gives me enough time, feed some casters, and so you're going to be nice and positive. Some hemp, and you can draw the float back into that line. And what you're thinking about is obviously the river is going to change a lot today. If we don't get any more rain, it's going to continue to drop, and as it drops it's always going to clear. Mr. Swan's not very happy. But that's what you got to think about. You know, at the moment you might catch them on this line, but as it clears you might have to move a bit more out into the river. So by feeding over an area, you're giving yourself that option later on. So just into the first slightly better one, and again just coming down the swim. There's certainly going to be a roach, I think. There's definitely a lot of roach in the river this year so far. It's like the days just haven't arrived yet, but that's a lovely roach. The second roach of the day, and a nice start. You can see there that bulk shot, the two tiny droppers, and yeah. So like expected, it's not the biter chuck it was last week on the whip, a bit further up, but what we are getting is quality, and this is most definitely the best one so far. You can see there just how much the water is clearing, because you can see that roach just beneath the surface. That's only going to get clearer as the day goes on. It's a nice roach, and that is why I love the Ribble. You can be really aggressive, you know, big hooks, feeding heavy with the hemp and the caster, and be positive. And that is the quality that I was hoping for today. Let's get it straight back. So fishing wise, I'm really holding back hard with that float. That's why I put the 4 gram on, so I can really just edge that bait through the swim. It is a shallow swim, but with that heavy float you can just edge that bait through and really slow it down. And already you're just beginning to get a killing zone. Just level with that tree is where the bites are coming, and like has been so common with the river this year, all roach. And so far we have managed to keep that quality in the net, just feeding the casters and that hemp and a good average stamp. And you can see just how quickly the river can change. This morning that box had water on the bottom of it. This, you couldn't see the bottom, so you can see how quickly the colour can drop out. A wheelie bin. But also looking downstream you can start to see the rest of that tree beginning to show. So good in a way that we can miss it, but it just shows how quickly conditions can change. And like last week, been excellent quality to them when you've got them. There's been the odd 1 or 2 little small ones, but in general the quality of the fish has been good. He's off to bug somebody else. We're currently having that half an hour where it all goes wrong. The only problem is it's been about an hour, tangle after tangle, getting stuck on the landing net, keep net, nearly a full packet of hooks. An absolute nightmare. And to top it off, we now got a downstream wind. Absolute nightmare. Let's play a little game. Can anybody spot what's missing? Yep, the Olivet, the whole rig, and basically a setup from scratch. And another nice roach. And I say, played a bit of roulette coming close in, but you are rewarded with a nice fish. It's just a nightmare if you don't get it right. You end up tying a new hook link. So there's been parts of today where it's been hard, you know, tied all them hook links and getting it wrong, but the rewards are most definitely there. And at the start we set out to get some quality roach. That's exactly what we've done, and the reel has been good fun. It's been nice to use, and yeah, it is a lovely place, the Ribble. And this year there's some quality roach about, which some years it's days, and I imagine they'll arrive once it gets cold. Here's Mr. Arrogant again. He sneaks around the outside, over the bin, and before you know it, he's down here. But he's spotted somebody else now, so hopefully leave me alone. And there we go. See, when you start getting down the swim, it is roulette, because that tree does come out, but that's most definitely what's holding these fish. So Yeah, it'll be very easy today to go right down the middle, but the reality is these fish are just almost under the rod tip, and I do think if that snag wasn't here, you would be catching these underneath the rod. And as you probably guessed on the channel now, absolutely loving this fishing on the Ribble. Just great fun. You know, I do love me stick float fishing, but really do love this river. Wish I lived a bit closer to it, most definitely. And there we go, the best one of the day. Great fun. And now we've got that line sorted, feeding that hemp, putting a bit of bread in, and that caster. That is the quality roach I was hoping for. So it was at this point in the session that I glanced around and saw a little crowd appearing behind my uncle, whose 17-foot rod was bent double into a big fish. Coming up in the water, we could both see it was a big pike, and on 4-pound line and a 2-pound hook link, we just hoped that size 20 hook would hold. That capture left a lot of people around him gobsmacked, even more so when he showed no interest in the pike, not his type of fishing, and had no interest in holding it up. Being such a beautiful fish, I decided to hold it up for the picture so you guys could see it, and I'm sure you'll join me in the comments below in sharing what a wonderful capture it is. What a lovely pike. Going straight back to haunt the roach, I got back to my fishing. Absolutely beautiful roach. You can see there just how much the peg has dropped, and as it's dropped it's cleared and we're getting regular bites now. So we're into the afternoon now, and it has been a bit of a chilled out one today. Not done loads of recording, and towards the end just getting some nice roach, steady fishing, not like last week on the whip where they were really on it, but it's been an enjoyable day. It's been hard at times, but enjoyable. I'll catch us all at the very end when we'll have a look at the final net. So that does bring the session to an end there now, and a tough day on the bank. As you can see in the final net, we've had a few quality fish, but it's been hard work. A lot of setting up, a lot of rig tying. I can certainly tie hooks on, most definitely. To see that pike that my uncle caught, what an amazing creature. And I know you guys do say bring a pike rod with me when I come on here, but I do like just to do one ding and concentrate on it. I do hope you've enjoyed this vlog, a bit different than all the others, and just shows that sometimes it doesn't all go to plan. Sometimes you tangle, you have to set up, you get the odd nice fish, but it's hard work. I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. I want to wish you all tight lines in your own fishing, and I'll catch you all next week. Tight lines.